Hello, and welcome to day 24 for project number 12 for our 3 Crafty Elves Advent Calendar project. This is my final card out of my sets, and we're going to put this together. This one has a lot more flowers on it and a little more stamping, but I found this to be very, very pretty. So I hope you like it. So, when you open your number 24 envelope, you should have had the Calypso Coral card base, a Mossy Meadow layer, and a piece of Very Vanilla that we're going to stamp on, and then a Very Vanilla label, which was cut out of the branching, what is it called? Oh, the branching out dies, and I used this second one in here. So that's where I got that from, and I've cut it out for you. So, and then you will need this piece of DSP, and it is cut to 5 1/16 by 3 13/16. Yes, again, one of my wonky things. And this little layer here is 3 13/16 by 1.5. And in case you didn't know, which you should by now, we are using the Petals of Beauty bundle and the Banner Sayings stamp set. I'm not using a banner punch this time. I'm just stamping directly on the label. So let's get started. First, we're going to stamp all of our pieces. So you have this piece of Very Vanilla. And I'm going to bring in my little mat because we're stamping on polymer. And you always want to have some kind of a cushion mat to get good images, especially when working with solid images. I'm going to start with my flowers. So I have Petal Pink and my Calypso Coral. So first thing, I'm going to stamp my big flower. And we're going to need 2 of these on this card. And then while I have my Petal Pink, we're going to do the little flower. Now the little flowers, I'm using Petal Pink for both, the solid and the details. So I'm stamping off the Petal Pink. And it's very light. And then I'm going to do it full strength. And I believe that's Does anybody else like 2-step stamping as much as I do? It is probably my absolute favorite. Okay, and now I'm going to take this piece and I put it in Calypso Coral. And we'll get our detail on our flowers. And then get those colors out of the way. And bring in our old trusty old olive. Did you know that old olive is one of the original Stampin' Up! Colors from 30 plus years ago? It's been around a long, long time. Okay, we're going to do our leaves like we did on the other cards, where we're stamping the base off to get a lighter shade. And then we're going to stamp the little detail in full strength. And before I put my old olive away, let's get out our little label. And I'm going to stamp happy birthday on the bottom of this. We'll make this a cute little happy birthday card. All right, so now our stamping is done. Move that stuff out of the way so I don't get my hand in it. We can move these pieces away. Now for these, we will have to die cut them out. So as you know, there's die cuts for all these flowers. We have the big one and the little one. But to save time, like before, I've already stamped them and cut them out so we can just assemble our card. So let's get our pieces. All right. So first we're going to put some adhesive here and get our DSP on our layer. And then put that little piece across there. Now, before you put this on the base, we're going to tie some ribbon around here and tie a knot. So we're just gonna even it up. And if you want a little trick, you know, sometimes if you feel like you're all thumbs here, take a glue dot. Again, my favorite little adhesive thing, and put it down here. And then when you pull this tight and you just stick it on that glue dot, it holds it for you. So it's kind of like a extra little finger for you, if you will. I'm just going to cut this off. Just have a nice little knot there. Cut our little tails. Now, just adjust it a little and can put some adhesive on this and put it on our card base. And then this I put on with dimensionals, because we always need just a little extra lift. Okay. I'm gonna put that right there on the center. And then we're just gonna layer up our flowers. Now I'm just gonna check this and see. I think everything is pretty much flat with the exception of this top one. So we're gonna reserve that little top one to have a dimensional. But all the rest of this just has flat adhesive. So let's see. I seem to have a leaf down here. Flower coming out up here. The small one looks like it was tucked under there. This one's here. And we'll just tuck that little guy up here. And then we're just going to plop this little guy right here in the middle. So it's just a nice, pretty little flower cluster. And now we're going to zhuzh it up with some sparkles. So let's see. Let's put some pretty red ones here. I wonder if I can pull this one out a little. There we go. So it shows a little more. Kind of buried it and it got hidden. Put that there. We'll give this one a little brown center. And this one a brown center. And then I'm going to give our little label some love. Wow, it looks like I put that on crooked. Well, too late now. Sometimes I'm a little crooked, and nothing wrong with that at all. So there we have it. I think that's it, other than my label being a little lopsided. But hey, nothing wrong with that. It's handmade, right? Is anybody going to complain when you give it to them? I don't think if anybody got this card that they would be that critical of it to say, oh my gosh, that's a little crooked. I think it's very beautiful. I hope you do too. I hope you liked my final project of this. And for this is our last project out of our Advent thing. Tomorrow you will have a special surprise in your Day 25 envelope. I hope you enjoyed this and you really liked all the projects that the three of us did. If you have any feedback, we would love to hear it. And I hope that we will do this project again next year. And if we do, I hope you decide to join us again. So with that, I will say goodbye and have a Merry Christmas.